Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. Now you might not believe this, but this is the normal wall I have behind me in my videos. Would you believe it? It's unrecognisable, isn't it? I'm in the process of taking things off the wall, temporarily going to be putting things into storage. I'm going to be changing how and where I display my carded collection. More on that another time. But for now, check out that. It's crazy, isn't it? So basically, the ones I've left on the wall, and there's some over there as well, are the ones I haven't yet covered in my quick shot series. So the ones I have covered, I'm taking them off. So if I pan over here, you'll notice there is a row of figures there, 15 of them from Attack of the Clones. You might remember I did a video recently that was my top 5 expanded universe card backs in the vintage collection. I want to do more videos like that, so I thought, well, I'll do Attack of the Clones. So I'm going to take up, before I take off the ones I've already reviewed in the quick shot series, I thought I would leave them on there and get a quick shot of them all together and then do you my top 5 like I did the expanded universe cards video. So anyway, join me for that, and do not worry, this is not the end of Only One Kenobi. My goodness me, no, it is only the beginning. So it's just a change of circumstances here. Join me. Boom. Okay, here we are. So this is my top 5 as best as I can put them into an order, and we're just going to start off with Jango Fett here. Fortunately, I do not have this exact figure loose. I've got it kind of loose, really. I've got the figure that is, in essence, that one there, but without the poncho and stuff. I did have an opportunity to open one of these that I had second, like one that was punched, but I sold it on. But it doesn't matter. In a roundabout way, that figure's a repack or a kit bash of another one. So, but anyway, he's an unpunched card, this one as well, but Jango Fett it is, man. The image is a bit kind of computery in a way, but then again, Attack of the Clones is a very computery film anyway. Vastly so. More so than Phantom Menace, that had more practical kind of shots in it, really. Anyway, the card back is awesome, and the character's awesome, so he had to be in my top 5, I'm afraid. But there he is, Jango Fett. I love Jango Fett. Brilliant. Moving on to a character that I have mentioned very recently is Jocasta Nu. I don't even have this figure loose, but I love this card back so much. It's just such a lovely colour, and I love the archives, and she's quite an interesting character. If you see her in the Clone Wars, that figure though, you can tell looks awesome loose. Look at her, man, she looks great as well. And I've said this in the last video when I had Jocasta Nu in it, that something about like a grandma wielding a lightsaber, a Nana kind of figure, you know? An old lady who's like wise in a way, like Yoda, but human. So I like her a lot. The Attack of the Clones badge on a vintage card is one of a few examples where the text is chunky, like the Empire Strikes Back. The other example is the Clone Wars cards, they have that as well. They almost did it on the Force Awakens, but they didn't do it in the end. On the prototypes they did. This one here is brilliant. The figure is incredible. If you do not own that clone loose, you need to own it. The card back is interesting. They could have had a better image than this, really, on the card back. They could have had one of those shots of the clones where you have a full, a closer shot of him, a close-up shot, really. But that's a long shot. That's an exact rip from the movie. That rip. It's a screen grab from the movie. When they're backing up into the landing craft, or whatever you call them, the commando ships, what do you call them? The gunships, I beg your pardon. That figure, though, is spectacular. I won't waste time talking much on it. If you want to see my quick shot series video on him, do. I'll show you him loose and stuff, but a spectacular figure. The ultimate clone sculpt. So there it is. That's why he's in my top 10, because primarily the figure's so good, but the card back is really nice as well. The blue background with the beigey, browny colours and the green of the, it's a blending of colours. Sometimes cards really work, and I like that one a lot. Moving hastily on, in second place, these are in order of what I like them, I suppose. I'll put them into, but again, it can change on different days, can't it? But I've decided to put Zam Wessel high up on the chart. This is a great figure, you know, great car back, great character. So there she is. Look at that image of Zam Wessel there. I hit the ship, but they used the decoy. You get that, the masks we wear. It's like the mask, isn't it? That Jim Carrey mask. Changeling figure, brilliant figure. She's like she is a changeling. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was just saying. The figure is full of lots of accessories and very articulated. Lovely, classic example of a good, modern, well-made figure. And as I say, she's quite cool. She looks really good next to Jango Fett. I never hang her far away from Jango Fett. I always have them together. As you saw in the other room, they were in rows of two. So I always have her and Jango neighbouring each other like that, you know. Brilliant. Awesome. He doesn't do her any favours, does he, when he... it was a bounty hunter called... Shame-o! And then she's dead. No spoilers. And finally, my number one. I've decided to make Kit Fisto my number one. This is such a great figure, loose, and the car back's really exciting as well. It's like an iconic shot that, you know, that's what, when you think of Kit Fisto, you think of that bit when he force pushes C-3PO. Well, I do anyway. I'm talking about myself, but I'm sure a lot of you can associate with that. And the figure is very much like the Revenge of the Sith variation of Kit Fisto. Look at his eyes there. You see, they're kind of smaller there, but in Revenge of the Sith, they're wider. Maybe the species, you know, like pupils on a human. The black parts of your eye, maybe they go bigger and smaller depending on the circumstances of the climate or the environment that he's in. I just don't know, but that's a really good figure loose. This is one of the most expensive figures I've ever opened as well. Obviously this one I've not opened, this is carded, but I did have another one of these and I was trying to sell it on eBay because it was a duplicate for the money, and then I thought, you know, I really want it loose. So it was kind of expensive though. Usually I hate opening figures when they cost me a lot of money, but the other one did. But still, it's well worth it to have it loose anyway. And I thought that that is my number one, really. Very difficult to choose a top five, as I know my friend Bosk's Bounty knows. But here are my two honourable mentions. And I'm going to start with this guy here. I kind of like this car back. I do mention Sith Lord 229. I think he has also said about this car back, not that I'm letting other people's opinion take mine, or maybe I am, I don't know, but he always said he didn't like that I think he said he didn't like this image. He thought it was a boring image of Obi-Wan. I like that image of Obi-Wan. He's kind of in a pensive mood there. I do hope nothing's happened to him. But this would have been in my top five, but I know better car backs for Obi. But I like this one, and it's in there because primarily I like the figure of this, and also that I've got sentimental value with this car back because this is one of the figures that I bought on eBay back in, I think it was 2015, and it's sort of, I bought it to hang it up because I was buying a few cards. I just started getting into buying vintage collection carded. And I saw this one was unpunched and I thought, well, I can't punch that out, I don't want to. And I sort of got a star case and one thing led to another. Long story short, this was one of the first cards I got that I decided to keep carded, or one of the first figures I got that I wanted to keep carded, because I was at a point where I was possibly going to open this, but I thought, no, I like the look of that. And then I promised myself I wouldn't get any more. I was going to get one for Obi, one Kenobi for Phantom Menace. I was going to get this one for Attack of the Clones. Then I also, at the same period of acquiring this one, I got the Revenge of the Sith Obi, and I thought, well, that's great. I've got an Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith. I'm going to have one carded figure for each film that there's been. And damn it, that was a joke, me keeping that promise, because look how many figures I've bought since then. I've bought the entire vintage collection, but, you know, I have enjoyed doing that. You know, it's a challenge as well, and very proud of my collection. And my last honourable mention is this VX Search. Man, I swear to God, if I had this figure loose, I'd probably have this guy as my number one of the whole Attack of the Clones. I love this car back. This is a Nikto. I love Niktos. His name is VX Search, I think he's pronounced. That just looks like such a good figure, and I wished I had him loose. Look at that tatty robe, man. It's like a sack of spudge. He looks awesome. So, and I like the colour and the the image on the card back. You see a lot of the arena there. Nice figure. So he's not in my top 5, and he's not worthy, and he's worthy of not being... What? I can't speak. It's so late at night when I'm doing this. He is worthy of being included somehow into the top list, you know, so I've put him as an honourable mention. But maybe one day when I get him loose and I see how good it really is, I'll expand on my love for this figure and card and maybe get him in the top 5. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that. Please let me know your thoughts and damn it, leave me your top 5 in the comments, please. Anyone who has the entire collection and would like to share their thoughts. Don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe if you are new around here. This is only one Kenobi. Only one.